It's just fine.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Hi, this is Jen.
And this is Tuli.
And today we're going to talk about alopecia.
And I am.
Tuli has had alopecia since he was 5 years old. It started, the very front, like here in his hair, started receding. And, you know, I didn't know if he had cut it or what was going on, but then other patches of hair started falling out. We never saw the hair fall out, but it would just be gone. So I took him to the doctor, and the doctor said that it was alopecia and that there really weren't any treatments that they knew of that could really do anything.
Alopecia is it's a very strange disease. There's no known cause. There's no cures that work like permanently or for everyone at the moment, and it seems to work on a person-to-person basis. Sometimes it falls all the way out and never comes back. Sometimes it falls out and comes back and then just goes away. Some people lose all their hair on the head, on their eyebrows and eyelashes. It's a very strange and random disease.
Yeah, for Tuli, he lost all of his hair. Went completely out except for a few patches that were left, and then it came all the way back in except for, which year is it?
This year.
This year has never filled in all the way down to where a normal hairline is, and also in the back of his hair it hasn't ever filled in. So it fell completely out, came back without filling all the way in. Then he lost it again. We went through kind of like a second cycle of where it pretty much all the way fell out except for patches.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and after the first time that it fell out, when it grew back in straight, which was really weird. There was straight patches of hair and curly patches of hair. And also there was white hair. His hair came back white. Of course, as his mom, I really worried about what the kids at school would say or things like that. We've actually found that random adults are the worst. We'll be at Home Depot, we'll be at IKEA, and just this older adult will be like, hey, really cool haircut, and that was when he would have big bald spots and things like that. And, depending on the circumstance, sometimes I would say it's alopecia, and then they'd feel really bad. But I always thought, what if he was in chemo or had cancer? I don't know. People say stupid things.
Yeah. Although in my experience, my peers have generally been pretty okay about it. When I was younger, obviously, when I had less hair, they asked more often. But nowadays, not very many people ask. It's only an occasion they'll just say, hey, why is it that you have that bald spot? And I'll just be like, oh, it's alopecia. And occasionally there's that person who's like, oh, yeah, I know what that is. And everybody else is like, that is a big word.
Yeah, for sure. So Tuli's been growing out his hair, how long? Since last summer, right?
Mm-hmm. It's been about 50 weeks, roughly.
It was short last summer, and he's been growing it out, and I've been kind of asking him, do you want to trim it? Do you want to keep growing it?
I don't like trimming it.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been asking Tuli again if he wanted to cut it, and he doesn't really. He likes it long. But there's been a bald spot now for quite a few months, and he tries to cover it up. Yep, so we're going to do the big shave today, which is going to be crazy because everyone's gotten so used to Tuli's hair being so long, so it's going to be weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be weird to shave it off. So Hilton is better at cutting the boys' hair than I am, so he's going to help us out. Kind of flat top. What do you think?
I think my head looks flatter than it used to.
Do you want it shorter?
I mean, not really. I guess we could do the thing where you cut it.
To the side.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Take off the guard.
Just leave the top like a soldier type of thing. What do you call
That's
it?
a buzz cut or That's a buzz cut, right?
Vodka?
Buzz. B-U-Z-Z.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. My head looks a lot flatter. I was very used to this kind of like bulbous shape that was going on, but.
So Tuli is post shower. What do you think?
It's very short. It's a lot shorter because, like I said, we haven't cut this since like the end of last May. So this is a lot shorter than we cut it. So this is kind of weird.
So that's the next day. How did it go at school today?
I thought it was pretty good. A lot of people complimented me on my haircut. A lot of people were very shocked to see my head so much smaller than they're used to. And a couple of people said that they actually didn't even recognize me, which I don't blame them for. But overall, yeah, I think it's good.
No weird comments? Nobody like, hey, why do you have bald spots on the back of your head?
Well, a friend of mine was wondering, he asked me like where I got my haircut, and I was just like, oh, in my kitchen. He's like, oh yeah, it's pretty good for a kitchen job. And I was like, what's he talking? Oh, the bald spots. So I was like, you talking about the bald spots? And he's like, oh yeah. And I was like, nah, that's not the barber's thing. I got, a thing that makes my hair fall out. And he was like, oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, so everyone's gonna think it's a bad haircut.
Probably until I get my hat in the mail.
How do you feel? Do you feel self-conscious at all, or just?
It felt really awkward and kind of weird. And again, I still feel like my head is like a little smaller than it was. Because, I mean, technically speaking, it is. But, yeah.
But it's all right.
It's all right.
Are you going to grow your hair out?
I'm going to grow my hair out just as big as it was last time, and we'll cut it off again. Probably not this short. This, I think, was maybe a little too short.
Yeah. But well, let's hope the bald spots grow in this time.
I certainly hope so.
We'll see. All right. That's all for now.
See ya.
So there wasn't.
Like, totally I can do the butt.
No, please don't make a butt out of my head.
Well, it's already,
Uh-huh.